Welcome to the Run Workflow tutorial. Except where otherwise indicated, this content is available for use under CC BY 4.0. The learning goals of this tutorial are to import WDL by cloning a workspace, run workflow using Anvil, and examine output to appreciate data flow. Import WDL. This tutorial will show you how to run a Hello World WDL workflow on Anvil. We will use WDL Puzzles, which provides a fun and accessible introduction to creating batch workflows. The associated Terra workspace contains instructions, an easy and advanced puzzle, sample dataset, and exercise solutions. Let's start by cloning the workspace to import a WDL that we can run. First, navigate to Anvil and click on View Workspaces. Enter WDL in the search box to find the WDL Puzzles workspace. Be sure to click on the Public tab. Click on the rainfall icon to the right and select Clone. In the dialog box, select a billing project that will providing funding for your analysis. Since workspace names must be unique within a given billing project, you may need to append your initials and the date if this workspace has been cloned previously. Note that as the first easy puzzle simply runs Hello World, the total run cost should be negligible. After you've successfully cloned the workspace, click on Workflows to see the two WDLs that you imported. Click on Easy Puzzle Solved to see more details. You can click on the link under Source to see the full WDL workflow. Note that this particular WDL is stored at the Broad Methods repository. While it does not have as many features as a repository like DocStore, it does provide a convenient WDL editor. Click on WDL to see the WDL workflow. The first thing to note is that the workflow is named Hello Input, which makes a single call to the task write greeting. This workflow requires as input a string stored in the variable name and uses that information when running the bash command echo to demonstrate a simple Hello World program. The output of the command is not explicitly stored to a file but rather sent to the standard output stream. Like many workflow engines, Anvil will capture this output and store it in a file named stdout. Run workflow. Let's return back to Anvil and run the workflow. Many workflows specify input parameters by referring to information in the Terra data tables. As this workflow only asks for a single string, we will specify it manually in the table below. To configure this, first select the radio button for Run Workflow with inputs defined by file paths. Now in the table below enter a name such as Marie Curie. Since this workflow is expecting a string, the name must be enclosed within double quotes. Now click on the Save button. The Run Analysis button should now be accessible. Click on it. Click the Launch button to place your analysis in the queue. Watch the job history as your analysis goes from queued to submitted to running to succeeded. Voila! Examine output. Finally, let's examine the workflow output. While Terra data tables provide a powerful way to manage workflow output, here we will focus on two simpler exploration methods. First, click on Job Manager link in the right column. The Job Manager tracks information about each of the tasks associated with a particular job submission. Clicking on the Inputs tab shows the input parameters that were used for this submission. Notably, clicking on the Outputs tab shows the named output files that were created by this submission. Note that this link will take you out of the Anvil interface and open up a Google Cloud browser. If you are not familiar with the Google Cloud interface, then you can also explore the output by using the Workspace Data tab. To see this, switch back to your workspace and click on the Data tab. Then click on Files in the left-hand navigation bar to find the Submissions folder. Navigating down the directory structure, you will find a directory corresponding to the name of the workflow as defined in the WDL, in this case Hello Input. Continuing your navigation, you will find a directory corresponding to the name of the task as defined in the WDL, in this case Write Greeting. Ultimately, you will find the stdout file, which after clicking will display file details that includes the preview, Hello Marie Curie. In this tutorial, you imported WDL by cloning a workspace, ran workflow using Anvil, and examined output to appreciate data flow. Possible next steps include write WDL, localize files, and customize Dockerfile. Thank you to everyone who contributed.